Boy, 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 boy. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, I had picked the Rams to win this game. I picked the Rams in my weekly pick and my prediction video. I picked the Rams to win this game, but I was hoping that, the Eagles will go out there and they would prove me wrong with their play on the field. I was basing, my prediction off, of course, the performance that we saw in week one against the Washington football team. But I was hoping the Eagles would learn from that loss and they would come out here fired up and they would get the job done. And obviously, that wasn't the case. Unfortunately, I was right. They were going to lose. When I picked them to lose, I was unfortunately right. They lost. They ended up losing by a score of 37 to 19. Just another week, just another embarrassing week. The Eagles are now at 0-2, sitting at 0-2. And I'm not ready quite yet to push the panic button. I know there's been some Eagle fans that are pushing the panic button on this team. They're like, they're already throwing in the towel for the season. I'm not quite ready for that. It is the second week. There is still a lot more football to be played. But for what I'm seeing right now, it's not looking good right now for the Eagles. That's just keeping it honest. It's not looking good. Now, before I really go in on this game, I'm gonna mention some of the positives. I actually did see a few positives from this game. I'm gonna go over the positives real quick, and then after I go over the positives, I'm gonna go over, of course, which was the majority of the game, the negatives. So, the positives that I take from this game, offensive line. The offensive line today was so much better than week one. Week one where we gave up 8 sacks. Today, they're bringing back, Lane Johnson coming back, man. Offensive line played a lot better today. That right there is 100% fact. Much better performance by the offensive line today. Having Lane Johnson back on that field definitely was a boost. The other positive that I saw for this game was the running game. Miles Sanders coming back. Miles Sanders had 95 yards in this game, so 5 yards short of a 100-yard rushing game. So those are 2 positives that I could take out of this game. Now for the negatives, which, like I said, was the majority of the game. This game started off with the Eagles just absolutely a nightmare. Eagles defense couldn't do a damn thing to slow down Jared Goff and the Rams offense. The play action, which is a staple of the Rams offense, which I told you guys, man. I told you guys that play action, the Rams they utilize the play action better than anybody else in the league, man. They do. And that play action was absolutely killing us, man. This defense could not stop the damn play action whatsoever. They could not stop the Rams offense whatsoever. Jared Goff was killing them. The linebackers could not cover today. Nate Gerry, who played a good game last week against Washington, played a terrible game today. But the linebackers in general just played terrible today. They could not stick with their man. They could not play the coverage well at all. So, yeah, it started off with the Rams offense just marching down the field, scoring consecutively, man. Just marching down the field on our defense. Defense not able to do a damn thing. And then the offense, slow start by the offense, wasn't a good day for the, starting off, it wasn't a good day for the offense whatsoever, And somewhere in the second half, man, the Eagles started getting some momentum, a crucial turnover by the Rams obviously helped the Eagles out. So crucial turnover by the Rams, and the Eagles started getting some momentum, and it looked like, okay, well, the Eagles are starting to show some pride now. They're starting to show some fight in them. But then, of course, come crashing back down to reality. Carson Wentz making some bad decisions with the football, overthrowing, underthrowing, the screen pass and stuff, just reverted back to that, man. And then once he reverted back to the bad play, then came the damn defense, not able to stop the Rams offense anymore. So, yeah, man, just absolutely rough, The game started off rough for us. Miles Sanders fumbling the football stuff, which set up the Rams to score that early touchdown. And then the Rams just continued to, score points. Then, like I said, had that moment there in the second quarter, whatever, where the offense seemed to be getting it together. The defense was getting it together. And then it just all came crashing down to earth. Big touchdown run by the Rams. Big touchdown run by them, and after that it was over. It was absolutely over. You know, so just very, very disappointed, man. Beyond disappointed. I thought that the Eagles, like, I was hoping that the Eagles would go out there and, you know, they would prove me wrong, because, you know, the Eagles, man, you know, they tend to play their best when, you know, people doubt them, when people say they're not going to win this game. And I was hoping that would be the case today. But what I'm seeing right now with this football team, it's not very good. It's right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are not a good football team. And like I said, I'm not pushing the panic button just yet. We got a game next week against the Bengals, and I'm not going to sit here and sleep on the Bengals. I'm not going to sit here and pick the Eagles to win that game. I'm actually going to pick the Eagles to lose that game, because, you know, what I'm seeing right now, it's just, I don't even think we're better than the Bengals right now. I don't even know. For what I'm seeing, we're not better than the Bengals right now. And that young quarterback over there in Cincinnati, Barrow, he, you know, is it Burrow or Barrow? I can't remember. But that, you know, I watched that Thursday night football game with him, man. He looked pretty darn good, and it looked like the Bengals offense was definitely clicking with him out there. So, you know, if we go 0-3, we lose to the Bengals, man, then there gotta be some major changes in Philadelphia. Plain and simple. There gotta be some changes. You know, maybe possibly quarterback, but Doug Peterson, you know, this offense, man, you know, the play calling is atrocious. It carried on from last year and the year before that. Atrocious play calling. So if we start off 0-3, we lose to Cincinnati next week, man, there gotta be some changes made. Plain and simple, man. There gotta be changes made. Now, I'm gonna say this about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz at moments did impress me in this game. Very few moments. Let me make that very clear. But, you know, I did see him start to throw the ball way more. He wasn't trying to force it as much, although he did have, you know, those interceptions, especially the one where he was trying to throw to Zach Ertz in the infield, and, you know, there was two Rams defenders there, and one of the Rams defenders just jumped out and made a leaping interception. But Carson at times, you know, he was throwing the ball away a lot more instead of sitting there holding on to it too long and trying to, you know, force it overall. So, but when it comes to Carson Wentz, man, I gotta go ahead and say this. I've said it before. I say it again. There are some people in the Eagle fan base that will never criticize Carson Wentz for anything. They will always point the fingers to everybody else. It's everybody else's fault. Carson Wentz is perfect, and he deserves no blame for nothing. Those of you know who you are. You know who I'm talking about. And there's some Eagles vid makers who are the same way. They never want to criticize Carson Wentz for a thing. And I just don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. What the hell happened to this fan base? What happened to this being the most honest, sometimes the most brutally honest fan base? Fan base that always kept it real, and they held every player accountable. Every player, including the quarterback. What happened to that fan base where, you know, like I said, we will hold everybody accountable? It seems like to some Eagle fans, they never want to criticize Carson Wentz for anything. Never want to criticize Carson Wentz. When we lose a game, it's everybody else's fault but Carson Wentz. That's the way some people in this fan base are. And I just don't get it. We used to hold McNabb accountable. We used to hold Michael Vick accountable. We used to hold Randall Cunningham accountable. We used to hold Nick Foles accountable. Sam Bradford accountable. You know, Kevin Cobb accountable. Kevin Cobb accountable. Detmer accountable. You get what I'm saying. We held all these other quarterbacks in our past accountable for bad play. Mark Sanchez, another one. We held all these guys accountable when they played bad. You know, so I don't get it. All these quarterbacks were held accountable, but for some Eagle fans, Carson Wentz is completely off limits. You can't offer no criticism whatsoever, Carson Wentz. You can't be critical of Carson Wentz, you know, for some Eagle fans. You know, some people say you're not a real Eagle fan if you're critical of Carson Wentz. I call that BS. I call that being more of a fan of Carson Wentz than you are the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the way I view it. And I remember I got a lot of slack when I told you guys that I did not like when the Eagles gave Carson Wentz that contract, because I didn't feel like he earned it. And I really did not feel like he earned it, because let's keep it real. Carson Wentz, I don't know what it is for Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz has not been the same since that injury in 2017. He hasn't been. That's just the honest truth. He has not been the same since that injury in 2017. So I feel like we were just rewarding him based off that MVP, that borderline MVP season that he had in 2017. So I wasn't a fan when we paid him. And I got a lot of slack from that from a lot of Eagle fans. Some vid makers were also critical of me saying that. But how do you guys feel now? Do you feel like we should have paid Carson Wentz when we paid him? Because right now, I'm looking at it right now, we're stuck with Carson Wentz for the time being. With that contract, we can't just cut him. We could try to trade for him, but with the way he's playing, who's going to really trade for Carson Wentz right now? I mean, I see Eagle fans saying, let's go out there and let's go and bench Carson Wentz and then bring in Jalen Hurts, who by the way saw a little bit of playing time today. But I'm gonna say it again, like, what's the point? You're just throwing that young kid to the wolves right now. I mean, the offensive line played better today. That's great. They held Aaron Donald in check, which was one of my biggest fears. They wouldn't hold Aaron Donald in check. But who knows about next week or the week after that? What's the point of throwing Jalen Hurts to the wolves right now? So, I mean, I see Eagle fans that are saying, Jalen Hurts should be starting next week. I see it all over social media right now. But, yeah, I mean, what's the point right now of throwing Jalen Hurts out there right now? I don't see the point of it. Carson Wentz is we paid him as the franchise quarterback. Like it or not, Eagles fans, I don't see the Eagles benching Carson Wentz anytime soon, at least. I don't see it. With that money they're paying him, I don't see them benching him. I don't see it anytime soon. And I'm trying to figure out right now, what the hell happened to Greg Ward? Carson Wentz and Greg Ward last year were building this unbelievable chemistry with each other last year, man. It was a lot of fun to watch. Greg Ward was a chain mover. That's what he was. He moved those chains. He reminded me so much of what the New England Patriots used to do with what they do with Julian Edelman and what they used to do with Wes Walker. No, I'm not saying he's quite those players, but I'm saying what he was doing for our offense last year was very, very reminiscent of what the Patriots did with those guys. So I don't get. Today he only had one catch for 5 yards. One catch for 5 yards. What the hell? Why are we not utilizing him? The kid has shown that he could definitely be a big weapon in his offense if we utilize him right. He could be a key playmaker for our offense. So why is he not getting on the field as much? They put him on the field, for a few plays here and there, and then they take him off the field. Why are we not allowing Wentz and Greg Ward to further build that chemistry that they had last year? I just don't get it. I don't get it whatsoever. I think we truly have something there with Greg Ward. I really do. I like Greg Ward a lot. And I feel like he should be utilized more in his offense. I just don't understand it right now. And J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, I'm at the point now with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside that I've just thrown the towel in on him. I've thrown the towel on him. We hear so much stuff about how he's looking better and better in training camp and he's out to prove something this year. What the hell is he proving? Not a goddamn thing. So what the hell, what's the point of having J.J. Arcega-Whiteside out there taking up a roster spot, taking up playing time from other guys when he's not doing anything? I'm just at the point now with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, I've just thrown the towel on him now. I truly have. But I don't understand whatsoever why we're not utilizing Greg Ward in his offense more. That kid right there is a chain mover. He moves the chains. And the chemistry that him and Wentz were building last year, it was a lot of fun to watch. Utilize that kid more in his offense, Doug Peterson. I don't know what the hell you're doing. But like I said, man, Eagle fans, we got to stop. We have got to stop not holding Carson Wentz accountable. I've been critical of him, and I will continue to be critical of him. I'm not blaming. No, this loss this week, I blame more on the defense. No, I blame more on the defense than I do Carson. But best believe it, Carson Wentz did not have a great game. He did not have a great game at all. So I'm not blaming him for this loss. Like some Eagle fans are just completely blaming him for this loss. I blame the defense more for this loss than I do Carson. But Carson Wentz deserves criticism. And stop not criticizing Carson Wentz. Criticize Carson Wentz like you criticize every other quarterback that we had in the past. Every other quarterback was held accountable. It's time to start holding Carson Wentz accountable. I am a fan of this team before I'm a fan of any player on it. I bleed green until the day I die. And I will continue to root for this team long after Carson Wentz is gone. I am an Eagle fan before I am a fan of any player on this team. I like Carson Wentz as a person. He's a good guy that does a lot of great things off the field. But right now, he is sticking up the joint on the field. And that's just the facts. I like him as a person. He's a good person, does great things off the field. Christian guy, I got nothing but respect and love for Carson Wentz as a person. He's a good human being. But he has not been the same since that injury in 2017. And if you're going to sit here and tell me that he is still the same Carson Wentz, you're absolutely delusional. You are beyond delusional. Beyond delusional. Carson Wentz has not been the same in a very, very long time. I don't know if he's playing scared. I don't know if Doug Peterson's continuing to hold him back. I don't know what it is. But Carson Wentz has not been the same. There's no and ifs or buts about that. There is something wrong right now with Carson Wentz. And it's been that way for the past few years. Yes, he's shown flashes here and there. Yeah, he's shown flashes here and there, but overall, Carson Wentz he's not returned back to that form that we were used to in 2007, that form that he was in 2017. And at this point, I don't know if he ever will. I honestly don't. I want to see him do well. I want to see Carson Wentz go out there and put up MVP numbers. And with the weapons on his offense, that's exactly what he should be doing. He should be putting up MVP numbers. I want Carson Wentz to succeed. Because if Carson Wentz succeeds, that means the Philadelphia Eagles succeed. Like I said, it goes back to this team. I care about winning. And right now, we're not winning. We're 0-2. We're sitting in the basement of the NFC East right now, which is not that great of a division right now, to keep it real. The nameless Washington football team right now is currently leading the division. That could change pretty soon, but it's just, right now, man, we're not a good football team. We're not. So they need to get their heads out of their butts. They need to figure out what's going on right now, man. We got the Bengals coming up next week. We need to win that game. I'm not panicking right now. I'm not going to raise my blood pressure and rage and rant over this loss here. I'm disappointed, but to be quite honest with you guys, I called it. I said we're going to lose. I was hoping that I was going to be wrong, that they were going to go on there and prove me wrong. I was hoping I was going to be wrong, but they did not do that. Now, they did prove me wrong about the Rams' defensive line, like I said. The offensive line played much better and they held Aaron Donald in check. But other than that, man, they proved me right when I said they were going to lose this game. So, yeah, Eagles lose to the Rams 37-19. Another straight loss, another embarrassing loss. Start off the season 0-2. We need to win against the Bengals next week. I'm not pushing the panic button right now, but if we lose to the Bengals next week, yeah, it's time to start making some damn changes in Philadelphia. Plain and simple. Like I said, great to have Miles Sanders back. Fell just short of a 100-yard game. Great to have Lane Johnson back. The offensive line blocked their best game. Obviously the best game of the season because last week was the first week. But they played very well. Overall, the offensive line played very well today. A whole lot better than what they played last week. Carson Wentz, with his reads, man, with his overthrows, underthrows, it's beyond frustrating to watch. Get it together, Carson Wentz, or you will be going to the bench. You need to get it together, Carson Wentz. You need to figure out what it is that is mentally getting in the way of you playing your best game. Get it together, Wentz. The whole city, most of the city of Philadelphia, most of the Eagles fan base right now, a large portion of the Eagles fan base, I have to say, are calling for you to be benched right now. I'm done, man. Just a very another frustrating week as an Eagles fan. Then to see, the Cowboys win the game the way they won the game, man. Just, even if the Cowboys had lost that game, I wouldn't have been talking trash because, let's keep it honest, they look a lot better offensively than we do right now. They look better. They look like a better team right now than we do. And that, obviously that's not saying much because we look like garbage, but they look better than we do right now. So I wasn't going to talk a lot. I wasn't going to talk trash to the Cowboys, even if they did lose that game anyway. But yeah, we gotta get it together, man. Get ready for the Bengals this week. As always, go Birds. Spunky Nights 91 is out of here. Fly, Eagle, fly. Peace.